I'm Kirk Anderson. Well, I usually open with saying, welcome to the shop. But this week, we're not in the shop. We're in the house. I'm going to replace a garbage disposal in the kitchen sink. Well, with any appliance, eventually you're going to have to replace it. And the garbage disposal unit is no exception. My current unit decided, well, it had enough and it decided not to work anymore. So in this video, I'm just going to do a little DIY home maintenance in the kitchen. Now, replacing a garbage disposal is pretty simple and straightforward. Now, if you're installing one for the very first time, you probably don't have power underneath the sink. So I would recommend you get an electrician to run the power to under the sink. Now, you will need some basic tools for this, and you'll also need some plumber's putty. Other than that, let's get into this replacement installation. Now, with anything within the home or the shop that has electricity to it, first thing you need to do is turn off the breaker. Now, I have plenty of electrical cable underneath the sink. So, once the power was shut off, I just cut the wires going to the old garbage disposal unit. And then using a special tool that comes with the unit, if you still have it from the original one, or the new unit has one, it's just a matter of basically unscrewing the old unit. And then we need to take the flange off the sink. Now, it's just secured up there with some special bolts that a regular flathead screwdriver will unscrew. And you might need to pry some of the pieces off a little bit since it's been up there for, about 15 years. And then it also may need a little bit more persuasion to come totally loose. And once it's loose, it'll just pop out from the top of the sink. And once the flange is off, you just need to clean the area of the old plumber's putty. And then using a rag, or as I'm using just some paper towels, clean the area really well. Now it's time to prepare the new flange. And the first thing to do is put some plumber's putty on it. And look at that, with the magic of videos, boom, it's done. Now just slide the new flange in, and then it's time to go back underneath the sink to secure the flange in. Now it's pretty straightforward, but one of the hardest parts about doing this is you're laying down on your back with basically just your head sticking into the cabinet. Probably one of the hardest parts about putting this flange in is getting this spring ring on there. Once that's done, it's just a matter of tightening down the bolts and really securing the flange to the sink. Now it's time to prepare the unit for installation. The first thing to do is put the drain pipe on. Once that's done, then we need to turn our attention to getting the electrical ready. Now, to access the electrical wires, they'll usually have a small cover that you'll need to remove first. Then you also need to put in a wire clip, which does not come with the unit, to be able to secure the incoming wires. Now, once that's done, it's just a matter of connecting the wires, the black to black, white to white, and then I use wire nuts to secure them. And then get the wires back inside and put the little cover back on. Now it's time to turn it right side up and actually attach it to the flange. Again, using that special tool is just a little simple operation of basically screwing it onto the flange. Well, that's it. This garbage disposal is installed and ready for action. Of course, once you hook the plumbing up to it. And hopefully this unit will last as long as the other one, which I have no idea how long it lasted because it was in the house when I bought it. So it's at least 10 years old. As I said earlier, it's really simple to replace a garbage disposal unit. And again, if you're putting one in for the first time, I highly recommend getting an electrician to run the wiring. The hardest part about doing this is that you're on your back laying on the floor when you're doing it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And as always, all you woodworkers out there, well, why don't you try some home improvement DIY projects? And also get out there and cut some wood.